tu quema. Kääntää. Iskar vara. Istuukunut paiskni. Iskar ju pallisti. Ikode. Inikkan nösku. Iesteleo. Ita. Ita. Iestakanta. Eopata. Sti. Ito teaka ito inapana iskandaran tukpa. Inakonji, inakon, edu, nekra. Ti. Jag ska nu skandera du implanting. 이거도 있어. she. I've made a few adjustments. Well, I've made a lot of adjustments. Can you understand me now? Good, we're making progress. If you haven't figured it out, that helmet is trying to implant a translator into your brain. We don't have a standard one for humans yet. You'll have to use this until enough of your species visits. Translators are very expensive. They won't make a standard one unless there's a big enough market for it. Maybe in a few centuries, there'll be enough demand for them. I heard humans are very popular around here. You're the first one I've met, so you better leave a good impression. Interesting. Your benefactor is only requesting limited translation services for you. Looks like they only want you to understand 45 languages. Most of us have a translator that can translate up to 3,005 languages. They probably don't want you talking to people they don't want you to associate with. Very limited communications. I'm going to make a few adjustments. How does that change it? Better? Worse? How's your vision? Any changes there? usually happen. Then again, I'm used to working on standard species. You are a rarity in these parts. I've heard about your kind. You don't travel far outside of your own system. Any changes to the vision? I'm getting strange readings from your helmet. Are you a mammal? You appear to have hair. Why would it be doing that? I already had it set up for mammals. Warm-blooded. Is this your main brain? Do you have any other brains? That's what I thought. The signal I'm receiving claims that there's multiple neurological activity in one body. Something. Maybe I did something wrong with the helmet. Something I didn't account for. Are you a carbon-based life form? I'm a carbon-based life form too. So that's not the issue. Is it the nervous system? Maybe. One moment. I'm confused because you can understand me, but I can understand you. By all accounts, we should be done here. And yet, your hearing and vision are being distorted. My monitor is claiming that it thinks I have the helmet on two separate people at once. That clearly isn't the case. also thinks that whoever the other person is doesn't speak a human language. It's trying to translate your natural language and an alien language to the other entity at the same time, and it's not meshing well. Who brought you here? I was afraid of that answer. I can just tell by looking in your eyes that there's still a problem. You might have guessed. The person who brought you here isn't as charitable as they may have appeared. They have a history of smuggling in illegal species. Humans aren't illegal. They're just uncommon. It seems they were hoping that myself and several of the others who do security checks would be so unfamiliar with your species that they wouldn't recognize that you're being used to smuggle in someone's consciousness. That's right, you have another consciousness inside your brain. It's dormant, so it shouldn't be bothering you too much. Yet. But if we let that consciousness stay in there, the person who brought you here will either transfer it into another body or place it into a mechanical body or remove your consciousness and let that one take over your body. We've seen this before. I've just never seen it with a human. I don't know. How do we remove it from a human brain? Makes a few more adjustments. probably not a nice person in there, so we don't want to make them up. Who is in there? Human, do you hear any voices other than my own or your internal voice? Is there anyone else in there with you that you can hear? I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is, based on that description, the voice is asleep, so to speak. You're possibly hearing their dreams. The bad news is, my system does not have a way of removing a consciousness from a human brain because we've never had a human in here before. Please be honest with me. Are you here against your will? Have you been injured in any way? Thank you so much for sharing that information with me. I'm going to make as many adjustments as it takes to make this as comfortable as possible for you. Because you're going to be here for a while. You're not in trouble. You're not the one in trouble. They're going to want to hold you while they investigate. And I'm also contacting someone above me who can maybe contact someone above them, and they can find someone who knows how to remove a secondary consciousness from a human brain. Unless, of course, you are involved and you knew all about this, but we'll figure that out later. That is above my pay grade. I just provide translation services. Okay, I have the levels as stable as they can be with 2 consciousness in 1 brain. Can you hear me fairly clearly? Okay, let's test it out. Hello, how are you? Okay, answering and hearing. When I speak, does there appear to be a delay between when I start talking and when you hear? Any echoing? Any high-pitched ringing? Okay, I think this is the best I can do given the current circumstances. Don't want to make any radical changes because that might wake up the consciousness in your brain. And you have enough problems as is. You don't need an internal voice yelling at you, possibly trying to overtake your body and shove you into the background of the consciousness. Yeah, having a second consciousness in your brain can cause a lot of problems. But I'm sure we'll get it fixed before it becomes a major issue. I decided to give you a little upgrade since you're kind of in a not so great situation, so I think I can be a little bit nice to you. I'm going to update the amount of languages you were originally supposed to have. Let's bump that up to 1,753. That should give you enough to understand about 87% of the people you'll meet in the following days, but it shouldn't cause too much strain on your brain. If you do feel any pain, headaches, flashes in your vision, please report it immediately. And you might get to meet me again. I have contacted the proper authorities. They're going to place the person who brought you here into custody. You will also be placed into a holding cell, but you are not under arrest. You will just be held for protection until the investigation is completed. Hopefully they can find someone to help you with your unwanted roommate problem. I'm glad that we were able to catch that before any major issues happened. Putting that helmet on your head did cause some stress to your brain. I'm going to, and let's do humans sleep? Alright, I do. Good for you guys. I'm going to initiate a sleeping protocol. This will cause your brain to enter into a sleep-like state to give it a rest. Okay, initiating that. Now. Oh, sleep well, human. Maybe we'll meet again.